Welcome, folks. I'm Jabby Kaway, and we've got a new Last of Us official teaser from HBO Max. Thanks so much for joining. Please do me a big favor. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon, all notifications, and pretty please vote this up. Let YouTube know you're enjoying what you're watching. Also, I'd love to know if you've played Last of Us Part 1 for PS5. How do you like it? Did it meet your expectations? Did you feel like it was necessary at all? Obviously, all these things are happening at once. It's good marketing. I understand. I have not purchased it yet. I'm waiting for it to go down in price, and then I'll pick it up myself. So this part of the video is being recorded after having watched the teaser. Just want to let you know, there's a lot of music in this, and so what you're going to see is a very cut up version of my reaction. I'm going to try to include the best parts. Just know that it's not the entire teaser. There's a link for that in the description, as always.
The roses have faded, the birds in the morning don't sing anymore. The grass in the valley is starting to die. The darkness is falling, the sky has turned gray. Hidden by man, oh Lord, if you hear me, please hold my hand.
This is your chance. Hold that shot. You keep her alive. And you set everything right.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Save her, you can save her.
Oh, please understand.
All right. Okay, that was really neat for me, having played Last of Us a few times and seeing some familiar scenes. I mean, the very first thing that jumped out at me was when you saw the building in the rain. It looked like it was straight out of the game. They brought that to life, which is just super neat. You know, like this looks like they extracted it straight out of the game. And they're like, how do we bring that to life? The dilapidated buildings and being run over with like greenage and whatnot. They are doing a fantastic job of bringing the world to life. Say what you will about the cast, whether you agree or disagree with certain casting choices. I think that so far I'm being sold about Joel. Initially, I wasn't. I mean, obviously, I'm a fan of Pedro Pascal. I just wasn't sure that he was the right guy to play Joel. I mean, there's a whole video of me and Sintel talking about the casting choices and feeling very, very uncertain, having strong reservations about that. But after seeing him in the last teaser and then again here, I'm like, I think that I have confidence in him. Obviously, we won't know for sure until we watch the show. Anyway, that's an aside. I like how they're bringing the world to life. The game was already cinematic to begin with, but then you had this bit over here with the truck. What I always hope for is to take something from source material and make it better. For instance, a rare case of a movie being better than a book is Fight Club, in my opinion, because I read the book after watching the movie and I'm like, the movie's way better. While they took out some cool scenes, I think the movie is better. It's more cohesive. And so here, I don't remember there being a plane crash in the video game. I've played it a couple times and that, to the best of my recollection, doesn't happen. But it's a neat idea. Now, if it does happen and I don't remember, I'm sorry, you know, don't shame me. It just feels like that the chaos of that scene is being portrayed just like the game, but in a way that, you know, it feels cinematic. This looks harrowing. It looks very frightening. It's one thing to be playing a game and feeling this chaos as you're just trying to escape. You have to go much more beyond what the game was showing, in my opinion, to give you that same sort of suspenseful feeling when you're watching a show or a movie. And they really spent a lot of money to make this right. They got this town, they got all these extras running around. This is all stunt extras who are trying to avoid getting hit by the truck. And then that plane crash, that explosion, that looks like a real practical explosion. The plane was CG, but it looked good. All that looks great. Oh my God. Like that's fantastic. That one shot had me quite excited. This one moment here, I don't remember that in the game. I mean, obviously they're gonna take liberties, artistic licensing to tell their story, to tell their version. But this shot, while it is fleeting, gives me that strong sense of what we all know about the game, which is, you know, Ellie is essentially Joel's pseudo-daughter, right? He sees her over the course of the story as his own daughter. I feel like that's highlighted here when he's seeing all the blood on her face, presumably from a kill of some kind. I would imagine that's not a zombie kill. I would imagine that's a person, a regular human kill, and he managed to find her. Now, as I recall, the snow stuff is more towards the latter part of the game, especially when they're separated, and you get to play for a fleeting moment as her with the with the bow and arrow. Hearing the iconic clicker sound, they brought that over. I'm glad that they are respecting the gamers as much as possible, because I watched Paramount's Halo, which was apparently based more on the book than the game. But it's like, the reason why you're making the show isn't because of the book, it's because of the game. I didn't even know there was a book. I just knew about the game. My point being is, you want to respect the reason why there's enough of an audience for this. And so it feels like with the sound, the clicker design and all that stuff, it really feels like that's being brought to life. I mean, you saw it right there towards the end, right before it cuts out. I feel like this is our first proper look at a clicker. If there's CG going on here, that looks really good. I mean, at a glance, I think this is all makeup. And it looks really, really good. I think they did a really good job of bringing the clickers to life. At least, based on the merits of this one shot, it looks quite good. I think it's really, really neat how much they're taking straight from the game in order to tell this story. I think that your source material was already quite strong to begin with. So to adapt this in a way that is unlike what they did with Uncharted, this is making me happy. This is making me excited. I feel like anything we might have disagreed with, we might be forgiving of in our approach with watching this show. Okay, so there's a couple things I forgot to talk about that I'm going to take the opportunity now to mention. In the beginning of the trailer, you see this shot of Joel from behind, which totally gives me Children of Men vibes. If you guys have never seen Children of Men, it's a really, really good movie with Clive Owen. It's kind of post-apocalyptic, not exactly the same world. It's a post-apocalyptic world for a different reason entirely, but still, totally Children of Men vibes. And then these street signs right here are very interesting. These are the kinds of things I don't know if we actually got to see in the game. My experience with the PlayStation 3 stands out in my mind more than the PS4 experience. And I don't remember being able to see signs in vivid detail, with clear, crisp writing, because, the graphics weren't as nice as they are today. And so here we actually get to see signs, like report signs of cordyceps infection, coughing, slurred speech, muscle spasms, mood change, etc., which are the kinds of things that we're actually used to seeing now ever since, pandemic. And it totally makes sense in this world to have these kinds of signs, which makes it feel even more real. And then we have this painting over the Firefly sign, and this to me is an example of them enhancing the world. I don't remember if that's in the game. It might be one of those things where, as Joel, you're walking around in the beginning, you might have seen that. I don't remember seeing it because, like I said, it's been a while since I've actually touched the game, but it's neat that they're adding that in here, whether it's in the game or not, just to show you sort of the tension that's going on. We get a little taste of this relationship that Ellie has with her girlfriend in the side quest, the DLC that comes after you buy, Last of Us for PlayStation 3, and then you can get this little thing later on, and then it came with your PlayStation 4 version, and I guess presumably with your PlayStation 5 version as well. The hope would be, at the end of the day, that this enhances your experience with the story, that they're taking artistic licensing in such a way to take it further than what you got from the game. Obviously, it's going to be a different experience, you being a active participant in this adventure versus being a passive participant just watching a story. It's going to be different, but hopefully they're doing things in such a way that you feel like you're still part of it. Subscribe, hit the bell icon, all notifications, and pretty please vote this up. Let YouTube know you're enjoying what you're watching. I'm Jabby Kaway. Peace out.